By this time, tila wala nang dudang marami na si Alice Guo at Guo Hua Ping ay iisang tao lamang. Si Guo na lang ang hindi umaamin.
Paano at bakit siya nagpanggap? Much more, tumakbo at nahalal na mayor ng Bamban. Pogo business lang ba ang dahilan?
O gaya ng pagbabansag sa kanya ng ilang foreign media na isa siyang espiya?
Sa Amerika, may kahawig na kwento si Guo, si Linda Sun, 41 years old, naturalized U.S. citizen of Chinese origin. Nito lamang Martes, inaresto at na-indict siya kasama ng kanyang asawa dahil sa pagiging agent ng Chinese government. Si Sun ay dating Deputy Chief of Staff ni New York State Governor Kathy Hochul.
Ayon sa mga federal prosecutor, ginamit ni Sun ang posisyon niya sa opisina ng gobernador para harangin ang mga representative ng Taiwan government sa mga state officials at sa halip ay itinulak ang mga high-level meetings sa China. Ayon sa report ng Reuters, ginawa umano ito ni Sun kapalit ng milyon-milyong dolyar na mga transaksyon para sa asawang si Chris Ho na may mga negosyo sa China.
Hindi naman dawit sa kaso ang New York Governor na si Hochul dahil sa agad niyang sinibak si Sun nang mapatunayan ang kanyang mga misconduct. Ilan sa mga kinakaharap na kaso ni Sun ay failure to register under Foreign Agents Registration Act, money laundering at bank fraud conspiracy.
At para sa isyu ng hinggil sa umano'y pagkakaroon ng mga espiya ng China dito at sa ibang bahagi ng mundo, makakausap natin ngayong gabi via Zoom si Ginoong David Nye, dating news editor ng Global Times sa Beijing, China. 10 taon siyang naging bahagi ng kilalang Chinese paper at napag-aralan ng kulturang socio-political ng China. Magandang gabi, David.
Good evening, Karina. Good evening, Pinky. Thank you for allowing me to join you.
Okay, thank you, David. Now, we've been friends forever, so we're calling him David.
Forever, that's right.
Okay, so you're back in the Philippines, but do you see any similarity or parallelism between the circumstances between Alice Guo in the Philippines and Linda Sun in the U.S.?
I'd like to put it this way, Karina. I think it would be a stretch at this point, knowing we believe in due process, that we could immediately accuse Alice Guo as a Chinese spy, and similarly with Linda Sun in New York as a Chinese spy. That may be a stretch, at least for the meantime. However, based on your question, I see striking similarities between the circumstances of Linda Sun and Alice Guo. What do I mean? Now, in the case of Sun, for example, she has a lavish lifestyle. She has a $4.1 million New York home. She has an exotic condominium in Honolulu, and she has other holdings. In fact, she's even given salted ducks specially cooked for her by a top communist chef. So these are special perks only given to special people, so to speak. And in this case, Alice Guo also has been apparently living quite a lavish lifestyle. So in terms of those connections, there might be a link between the two. Now, you must understand, for example, that China is out to try to change the so-called rules-based international order led by the United States. That is what we are enjoying right now under liberal democracy. As far as the likes of China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea are concerned, they want to change the world system to their own. And therefore, any information they can gather from the inside, from countries like the US, the Philippines, Britain, France, Germany, etc., other liberal democracies, serves their purposes of trying to upend that existing system. So I think we're getting there, but I don't think we should draw a conclusion just yet.
Okay, so some foreign news outlets actually identify or describe Alice Guo as a spy. So, in your own experience as a media man working in China for a decade, is
Right.
this even possible?
It's possible, but at this point, as I said, Karina, it's not probable until we get more evidence, until there's more conclusive evidence. Now, as journalists, you and I know, Karina, we cannot jump the gun. We cannot make a quantum leap. We have to wait for the evidence as they unfold.
So, why
all
do you
right?
think?
But
Why do you think, David?
However,
Yes.
yeah.
Why do you think David can't?
However,
Yes.
we are seeing. I'm seeing a propensity. I am seeing a pattern. And I would like to, as they say, follow the money. I think that's the idiomatic expression, isn't it? Right?
Okay, so a simpler question probably could be, why do you think cannot she admit that she is Guo Hua Ping? Is this
Because
a delaying tactic or buying
precisely
time?
because she knows that would lead to something which would link her even closer to the Chinese Communist government. You see, these spies, or even normal people, based on my experience, they really lie a lot. I mean, I hate to be the party pooper, but yes, they're very used to lying. They lie and cheat all the time, Karina, and I saw that for 10 years living there. That is par for the course for them. That's no big deal, I guarantee you. So for them, they do that, and I'll tell you why they do that. They do that to save face, because there are only two things very important to them. It's either material wealth or saving face. Everything else is secondary to the Chinese. You must understand their culture, all right? Everything else is secondary. As long as they can protect those two matters, that's it.
David, hi. This is Pinky. Thanks for joining us.
Pinky.
Let's talk about what's happened here in the Philippines, wherein a number of illegal POGOs have been raided, and many of those found there happen to be Chinese. If at all, what does the Chinese government know or have any relation to this?
Well, based on what I know, based on, as I said, my experience in China is basically they want to turn the Philippines into one of their lackey countries, obviously. They want to turn us into a tribute of China, all right? And the way they do it, as I said earlier, because they put primary importance on material wealth, they are actually trying to control our economy. That's how they do it. And they lie by saying, oh, this is illegal, the Philippines should stop them. Actually, you should read the opposite. That's just a smokescreen, because in reality, they really want to control our economy. And for example, the POGO is one very convenient way of doing it, because they know that the rules and the laws in the Philippines are very lax, and that they know that many officials and people, rich people, for example, are easy to co-opt, are easy to bribe and to go their way, because they, as we see from the case of Linda Soon and Alice Guo, they can shower them with a lot of perks. That's their MO. That's their modus operandi.
And having said that, David, what is the connection of this to the tension in the South China Sea?
You see, the difference, I think, between the way China is doing it and the way the Philippines is responding is China has a long game approach, all right? The Philippines reaction is very piecemeal. And China knows, as I said earlier, that the Philippines is slim pickings. It's very easy, for example, to bribe Filipinos. They've seen that. And I think they've also seen that Filipinos would rather not engage in aggressive behavior. I think they know the Filipinos very, very well. And that's why they continue to bully us. I've long said, Pinky, I've long said, and I've long believed that because I know China, because I know the Communist Party, how they think, how they talk, I'm of the opinion that in order to stop China from continuing its bullying tactics, we should push back. We should stand up to them and show them that we are not going to take this kind of nonsense anymore. Because if we do that, if we stand up to China, I guarantee you they wouldn't want to engage in a military conflict because they are always afraid of losing face. I told you, it's either material wealth or losing face.
All right.
They hate those two things. Yeah.
Maraming salamat sa iyo, David Nye, dating news editor ng Global Times Beijing.